Welcome to the first episode of Chosen or Rosen, where we rank the top 10 picks of an NFL draft class. If they're chosen, that means they're a good pick. If they're Rosen, that means they're a draft bust. This episode is 2020. To suggest that the rookie class of 2020 was at a disadvantage compared to previous classes would be an understatement. The lack of an off-season program and the elimination of the preseason schedule as a result of COVID-19 makes it impossible for first-year athletes to have the kind of effect that we've seen in recent years. Only 45 rookies averaged 25 snaps per game and received a PFF grade of 60.0 or above throughout the regular season, which is 15 fewer than in 2019 and the lowest amount since 2011. Fortunately, there were still some rookies who performed admirably during this trying season. There were even more than one on some teams. Today, we'll look at which NFL teams got the most bang for their buck with their 2020 rookie class. The Bengals have the second most valuable first-round rookie and the second most useful second-round rookie on their roster. Before suffering a season-ending knee injury in Week 11, Joe Burrow, the first overall pick, was on pace to be the most valuable rookie in the whole class this year. Burrow's debut season was nothing short of remarkable, especially considering the circumstances. Yes, his deep ball wasn't as great as it had been in college, and he took a few too many sacks, something the Bengals quarterback conceded, but he was outstanding in the more stable aspects of the game. The 2020 first-round pick showed off his pinpoint accuracy on non-deep throws, earning 6th among his peers in passing grade on throws up to 19 yards downfield, as expected. Burrow also finished second among all rookie quarterbacks since 2010 in negatively graded pass rate from a clean pocket, trailing only Russell Williams' debut in 2012. While it would have been difficult for Cincy to miss out on the number 1 overall pick in 2020 with Burrow available, landing the 33rd overall pick was a much more difficult task. Logan Wilson of Wyoming, the Bengals' first third-round pick, was less of an impact player, settling in as a rotational piece at off-ball linebacker until suffering an injury that terminated his season in Week 14. Wilson's run defense, which received a 48.1 grade, was likely his most glaring flaw. But his blitzing was also generally ineffectual. Wilson was tasked with rushing the passer 47 times in year 1 and only received 3 pressures. The top 2020 draft picks for Tampa Bay are next. No team got more output from their 2020 first and second round picks than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the 2020 season, right after Cincinnati. Tristan Wirfs and Antoine Winfield Jr. were 2 of the top non-quarterback rookies at the end of the regular season. Wirfs' inclusion in the top 10 is likely the most impressive accomplishment, as a rookie tackle hasn't ranked that high in years. In fact, the former Iowa Hawkeye has the second best rookie tackle grade in the last decade, 82.2. In addition, among all qualified right tackles in 2020, he is ranked second in PFF grade, trailing only Jack Conklin. When you consider that Wirfs played more true pass sets this season than any other tackle in the NFL, his rookie season is even more astounding. Winfield didn't have quite the same dominance as Wirfs, but he still had a fantastic debut season at safety. With an 86.3 run defense grade, a handful of strip sacks as a blitzer, and 5 combined pass breakups and interception in coverage, the former Minnesota Golden Gopher was productive in every phase of the game. When placed at free safety, Winfield has the second most tackles in coverage this season with 34. After these come picks of the Washington football team. This season, the football team was the only organization with 2 rookies who received PFF grades of 80.0 or above. Chase Young concluded the regular season with an incredible 87.2 PFF grade, which was good enough for 6th place among all NFL edge defenders. He did, after all, set PFF college records as the greatest non-quarterback prospect we've ever assessed in 2019. From Week 12 on, the Ohio State product went on an amazing run, grading at 90.6, only a tenth of a point below Khalil Mack in his first regular season. Given his lack of experience in the ground game in college, Antonio Gibson finishing the season as the league's 5th highest graded runner with a pleasant surprise. The performance of Cameron Curl, though, was the biggest surprise. Further, there was a case to be made that Curl should have been the Defensive Rookie of the Year runner-up to teammate Chase Young. The 7th round pick had to work his way through a learning curve to begin the season, but he blossomed in the second half and finished with a position-best 37 defensive stops, second to only Derwin James among rookie safeties. Then comes the top picks of Indianapolis. In the 2020 season, Michael Pittman Jr. ranked first in the NFL in yards per target, 11.8, and second in yards after the catch per reception, 7.5, on horizontal routes for Indy. Pittman, on the other hand, was underwhelming on a per-game basis, averaging only 1.37 yards per route, 71st of 99 qualifying wide receivers. Jonathan Taylor, the Colts' second-round pick in the 2020 NFL Draft, struggled in the first half of his rookie season before exploding in the second. The first-year running back had one of the finest spurts of his career to close out the second half of the 2020 regular season, putting him amongst the best in the league. From Week 11 on, only Derrick Henry had a higher rushing grade than Taylor, who converted a large percentage of his carries into explosive 10-plus yard runs, 91.2. Julian Blackmon was the polar opposite of Taylor. The third-round pick was outstanding through the first 11 weeks of the season, and he looked just as at ease at deep safety as he did when he transitioned to the position last season at Utah. Blackmon was placed 16th out of 74 qualifying safeties in PFF grade through Week 11, with a score of 73.0, but he dropped to 78th out of 82 safeties in Week 12 with a score of 46.0. Despite his downturn, Blackmon concluded the 2020 season as one of the top 10 most useful rookies. And finally, let's discuss Kansas City Chiefs picks. Although Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the Chiefs' highest-graded rookie, he isn't the most valuable. L'Jarius Sneed, a 4th-round pick, was the 9th most valuable rookie overall in 2020, generating 2.5 times more WAR than Kansas City's first-round pick. Sneed has been a very versatile piece for the Chiefs' defense, having played wide corner, slot, and deep safety during his time at Louisiana Tech. He's played 164 snaps at outside cornerback thus far, earning a 77.4 coverage grade, and making more plays on the ball, 4, than the number of first downs allowed, 3, while his 171 snaps covering the slot rated him 25th out of 77 qualifying defensive backs in slot coverage grade. Willie Gay Jr. is another talent to keep an eye on for Kansas City in the coming years. We saw the same athleticism he demonstrated on the field in college at the scouting combine in the 2020 season, and he made significant strides in the run game despite the fact that he only started a few games. Gay had an 87.2 PFF grade with 6 defensive stops and a forced fumble in his last substantial game action, which came in Week 16 versus Atlanta. Treshaun Wharton was one of a handful of undrafted free agents to carve out a role in 2020. The 6'4", 255-pound defensive tackle was a second among rookies at his position in total pressures generated, 22, and tied for 5th in defensive stops, 16. So these were, we believe, the picks and their results for the respective football team, as you may agree or disagree with us, but that is what we believe as per the stats. So that's the end of our video. We hope you liked the content. If so, then let us know in the comment box. And if we've missed anything, then let us know there too. If you want to see more of such videos, then do like and subscribe to our channel, and press the bell icon not to miss any. See you in the next video, and until then, goodbye.